The interview of Nigeria's Foreign Minister, Ambassador Yusuf Tuggar, with Piers Morgan ended in chaos and insults because the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria were exchanging words with another guest, a Canadian politician, Goldie Ghamari, who also appeared in the program. You are going to see what was the issue. Why did the interview ended in a war of words between the two guests invited by Piers Morgan, the British journalist, to discuss the allegation of Christian genocide in Nigeria? It ended in chaos. It ended in war of words. Watch.
Agree with, be that moderate Muslims or Christians? Is this not, as the foreign minister is putting forward, a case of it's not just Christians being targeted and persecuted, it's also moderate Muslims, and that there's a general wider problem with Islamist terrorism?
Well, there is definitely a problem with Islamist terrorism, but just because Muslims are being murdered, it does not negate the fact that there is a targeted ethnic cleansing of Christian Nigerians. One does not negate the other. What we can conclude from this is that there is definitely an Islamist problem. Now, one thing that the Nigerian minister is purposely forgetting to put out there is that it's not just Boko Haram, it's also the Fulani militants. Not a lot of people know about the Fulani militants. The Fulani Islamists are also the ones who are generally targeting the Christian Nigerians, especially in the Plateau Belt. And I've had several Nigerian Christians come on and speak about this. In fact, I have seen videos where you have the Fulani militants, on their motorcycles with machetes. They're driving through various towns, and you have the Nigerian military who's supposed to prevent them from going. They're getting orders to stand down and allow the Fulani militants to go through. Again, Piers, the loss of life is horrible. But as you can tell from the minister, he's avoiding questions. He's avoiding eye contact. Instead of actually answering the questions, he's focusing more on trying to attack me and trying to, go after me because I'm not as familiar with the Constitution. I don't need to be familiar with the Constitution of Nigeria to understand that, over 50,000 Christians have been murdered since 2009. I don't have to be familiar with the Constitution of Nigeria to know that when someone yells Allahu Akbar before they massacre 200 Christians and burn Christian churches, that's not just banditry, that's jihad. And I think the reason that the foreign minister does not want to admit this is because they are somehow complicit in this. And, he is purposely saying that he is willfully ignorant, because how could the Nigerian government not know if those people who have been murdered are Christian or Muslim? The reason that he's avoiding saying that is because if they actually put out formal numbers about the numbers of Christians targeted and murdered, then they will have to admit that there is a genocide. They don't want to admit that there's a genocide, but that's exactly what's happening, and I'm glad President Trump and others are calling it out.
Foreign Minister, finally, your response to that.
Well, like I said, the lady and people like her trade in starting wars in faraway places where they have no contact, they have no understanding of, and they can do that from their armchairs from a safe distance. It's a real life situation. This lady would not know the difference between a Fulani man, a Tiv man, an Igbo man, if they stood in front of her. But you can see clearly overnight, because it pays, she's probably making money out of it.
I'm getting $0 for this. I'm getting paid zero. I'm getting paid zero for this. I have been speaking out against human rights violations. Listen, Piers, as you can tell, he's not able to actually answer anything that I'm saying. All he does is just attack me and attack my credibility.
As many times as I would
shows the viewers exactly where the Nigerian government
is going to keep on insisting that he has not heard the figures. So that's what she's trying to do. Start a war. They want to break up Nigeria the same way they broke up Sudan, and now they've run away. She's not talking about Sudan anymore. She's not talking about South Sudan.
I actually have talked about Sudan in other episodes as well.
For Sudan to be dismembered. This is what they do. This is what they do. What they try to do to Africa. Nigeria is the largest country on the African continent. It is the largest shock absorber to the African continent in terms of admitting migrants, in terms of freedom of religion. It's Africa's largest democracy. But people like you who don't really care about the freedoms of either Christians or Muslims or Africans, will continue to agitate for the breakup of Nigeria, for war, the same way that it's happening in South Sudan, and you've kept mum because you've moved on.
The reason that I know that you are working with the Islamic Republic of Iran is because the Islamic Republic puts out the same narrative about balkanization. That balkanization narrative is something that the Islamists constantly use.
That Africans are losing their lives. To you, it's just another black country to be broken up. You don't care who dies.
Your hands are the one that's covered in blood, not mine.
But we've seen you.
Not mine. I'm not denying the Christian genocide, but you are.
It's not going to happen to Nigeria.
Shame on you.
Move on to your next project. Move on to your next, your disgrace. Your disgrace to the Canadian nation. I'm shocked that you say that you actually practice as a politician in Canada. Move on to the next episode. Leave us alone.
Well, I'm going to leave it there.
That was Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuggar, exchanging words with a Canadian politician who appeared on Piers Morgan together with him, Goldie Ghamari. And one thing that our minister ought to have known is that Piers Morgan never allowed you to be the only guest just to say your own side of the story. He normally brings people that will have opposing view, and that is what made his podcast one of the most followed around the world today. Okay, so our Minister of Foreign Affairs ought to have done his homework. If he's not ready for such that his views will be countered, he shouldn't have gone to Piers Morgan. Because Piers Morgan pattern is to bring people from opposing views, those who support that there is genocide and those who say there is no genocide. Since the minister is on the side that there is no Christian genocide, he ought to have prepared for that there will be somebody who will counter him, even if it is not from Nigeria, it could be from anywhere, like this Canadian. Okay, but you can see the heated exchange of words, particularly our foreign minister, the way he ought to have maintained his cool, knowing that he is representing a government. Okay, and that the Canadian politician is also a podcaster, so he ought to have addressed the issues that the lady raised. Okay, without exchanging words with her, and accusing her of collecting money, and for alleging that she collected money to be defending the issue of Christian genocide, or that she's plotting to disintegrate Nigeria and something like that. Because there are some points that the lady asked. There are questions she wanted clarity. Because you are the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria. The lady is bringing out some issue. Like, it was the lady that brought up the issue that it is not only Boko Haram, that Fulani militia are also involved in this issue of Christian genocide. Okay? Especially, say, in the Middle Belt, Plateau, and all that. What our minister ought to have done is to address that issue. As she raised that matter, even though it wasn't Piers Morgan that raised it, our minister should be able to say, no, this is what is going on, this is what is going on, or whatever, and be able to present a defense. Apparently, he has no defense to present on that. And the lady also raised an important issue of law and order in Nigeria. She asked, he said that she claimed that Fulani militants, that they are on motorbikes, motorcycles with machine gun, and they will be entering towns and villages, and that the military that's supposed to stop them, that they don't stop them. That she has seen videos of this Fulani militia on top of bike, okay, and that the military don't do anything to stop them. They are allowing them to go through. Now, this is an allegation, okay, that she made, that ordinarily, if the minister had known the audience, because she was, maybe the minister did not, I'm sure he understands the enormity of where he was appearing. For the whole world to hear the Tinubu administration side of the story on the Christian genocide debate. So he could have maintained his cool and be able to explain to him what happened, whether her observation was right or wrong, that Fulani militia used to go on motorbikes, carry machine gun, entering villages and communities, and the military will be there, that they don't stop them. It allowed them to pass through. That's it. Because all those questions, all those things that lady was saying had implication. Because since the minister did not defend that thing effectively, the narrative the international community will also have it as what she was saying the truth, that they allow these people to pass. What does that mean? It means that the government was complicit. If the military that is under the control of the government, that under the control of the government, are on checkpoints, and she's alleging that Fulani militia, that they will be on motorbike and they will be allowed to pass to go and do the damage they do. Okay, that's a serious allegation. He ought to have defended, but he didn't defend that effectively, as far as I can see. Okay, but if you think that he defended it, some of the issues that the woman raised, you can also tell us at the comment section there. And he also raised the issue that the minister was avoiding answering questions. In fact, he accused the minister of avoiding eye contact and focusing on attacking her. And that, the minister in the interview was telling the lady that the lady doesn't understand Nigeria, doesn't know the Nigerian constitution. Okay, the Nigerian constitution gives freedom of worship. Nigerian constitution has issue of federal character and all this. But the lady was saying, I don't have to know the constitution of Nigeria to know that over 50,000 Christians have been murdered since 2009, and that she don't have to know the constitution of Nigeria to know that when someone shouts Allah Akbar before burning churches, that is a jihadist agenda. Okay, so it's something that the minister should be could have defended by saying, well, those that are doing it, they don't have the support of the government, that the government doesn't tolerate it, and that these are just renegades that are doing it. It would have made sense, but he didn't address that matter. Of course, the lady went on to now claim that the reason why the minister refused to give figure of the number of Christians that were killed was that the government will now be found to be complicit if they give the number, which will indicate that indeed there is Christian genocide. But of course, the minister later gave a figure of 279 people killed in the last 5 years, Christians killed in the last 5 years. But the lady and even Piers Morgan, I don't think anybody believes that his numbers. Okay, and then he also indicted the minister when he was saying that the minister initially said that the government does not know whether the number of that when somebody dies in Nigeria, as a result of this insurgency or extrajudicial killing, that the government does not care about the person's religion or the person's religion, whether it's Christian or Muslim. All they care is that a Nigerian had been killed, so that they don't keep records of whether it was a Christian that was killed or whether it's a Muslim that was killed. In fact, he could have even defended that by saying Nigeria has a problem of record keeping. I would have that Nigeria has a problem of record keeping, that they don't keep such that. But the woman was insisting that it would be a willful ignorance to say that you don't know the number of Christians or Muslims that were killed. Now, these are issues that need clarity, because the people, the whole world, have access to watch this program. And as I told you, Piers Morgan is one of the most watched podcasts in the world today, whether we like it or not, because the mainstream media like CNN, BBC, and all that, people don't trust them the way they trust podcasters. That's why you can see even our minister, if he ought to have known anyway before agreeing to appear on Piers Morgan. This is not like appearing on NTA, Nigerian Television Authority, or AIT, or Channels Television, where they will just ask you, you are the only one answering question. Normally, Piers Morgan bring in people that will counter what you are saying. Okay, so it was, to me, the outing of the minister did not do the government position any good. I doubt if it was able to win any hearts and minds around the world. In the case, for those who are undecided whether what is going on in Nigeria is a Christian genocide or Muslim or not, because his outing didn't convince those who are sitting on the fence to be on the side of the Nigerian government. And instead of addressing some of these issues that was raised by the Canadian politician, he was much more antagonistic to the woman, accusing the woman of trying to start a war in Nigeria, and that people like her, they like to start war from faraway places. I don't think that this issue of Christian genocide is something that will lead to war in Nigeria. But I don't know why the minister had that mindset that addressing it, trying to get to this end of it, will lead to war that will break up Nigeria like Sudan. Okay? I don't know why he has that mindset that is what people are working towards. He accused the lady that's what people like her, that's what they are working towards. And throughout the interview, he kept on emphasizing that they want to turn Nigeria to another Sudan. Okay, so to me, it was not a good defense, putting out that this woman in question in the video you watch and others, they're working to turn Nigeria to another Sudan, to divide it the way they divided Southern Sudan and Northern Sudan and all that. Basically, that's what he was emphasizing on, instead of addressing some of the core issues that the woman made. And he was trying to belittle the woman. He's saying that if they present a Fulani before her now, present a thief man, present Igbo man, she wouldn't know any difference, but she would be comfortable in her armchair and be talking about Nigeria. I don't think that in a global village we live in today, that you have to talk to people like that, in other words, telling her that she don't know jack about Nigeria, you don't know jack about Nigerian people. But that's not the issue. The issue is to address killings in Nigeria and to ensure that it stopped. Why do you have to say that probably she's making a lot of money? making money out of it. Of course, the woman quickly said that she's not making any money out of it. She's interested in stopping the Christian genocide in Nigeria if it exists. The government say it doesn't exist, but the lady say it exists, and there are many who believe it exists, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So the question is, how do you stop it? It's not by being an alarmist, telling people that those who are trying to say that Christian genocide, they want to turn Nigeria into a war zone. They want to divide Nigeria into South Christian North, Christian North, and Christian Nigeria, Muslim Nigeria, and all that, like they did in Sudan. And he was keep on saying that it will not happen. They will not allow that to happen. But I don't think that those who are saying that the killing should stop are doing it basically because they want to divide Nigeria. Okay? So he was accused. He also accused the man, a woman, as I said, of she's agitating for the breakup of Nigeria. Okay, and the woman was pointing out things that need his explanation. The woman now accused him that the government he's working for is working with Islamic Republic of Iran. That this Islamic Republic of Iran is also selling the same narrative that those who are saying there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, they are planning to balkanize Nigeria. Okay, so the woman now is trying to make some conjectures, putting one and two together to say, look, it's like this Nigerian government is working with Iran, because Iran is also saying the same thing the minister was saying, that this Christian genocide matter is a plot to dismember Nigeria, like Sudan. Okay, it's an interview that ended up in a total. It didn't end up peacefully. Even Piers Morgan have to call it to an end, because when you reach a point where one of the guests representing a country is saying that you are a disgrace to Canada, and the woman say you have a blood in your hands for denying there's no Christian genocide and all that. I don't know how you assess the war of words between Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Canadian politician Goldie Ghamari that appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored. And the Minister of Nigeria was there to defend that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. The Minister of Nigeria was there to make a case for Nigeria, because Nigeria is on the verge of being penalized by United States. So they ought to have prepared well, knowing what is at stake. Because what is at stake is beyond the sanctions and all that. It means that this government that loves borrowing, America can stop international financial institutions from giving them money. They don't know the enormity of the sanction coming for Nigeria when this thing is all settled, and United States is convinced that what is going on here is Christian genocide. One of the things it has financial implication that can affect the country, because the minister was representing a government that has been borrowing a lot to be able to fund the budget, despite the removal of the fuel subsidy that we thought is going to extricate Nigeria totally from this kind of massive borrowing all the time. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.